Hi everyone, welcome aboard. Hope you're all well. This is the first flight simulator video I've done for a long time, as you all know. The last video I told you why I'd been away for so long, and now I've managed to get my room set back up properly. I've got my computer set up as good as I can for now. Well, basically it's a good setup for me to get going and get recording again, and then hopefully enjoy some more flying. In the new year I'm hoping to get a new computer, so hopefully these videos will be a lot better and a lot more performance as well be coming. But until then, as you know, I've got an older computer and I've been trying to do the FSX tweaks, the myths, the forum rumours and the hearsay that goes on, people saying it does work, doesn't work. Excuse me. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to recreate or redo the videos I did earlier in the summer. These videos were the FSX tweaks, like FSX Raw, FSX tweaked and FSX with DX10. Now these videos were pretty poor as far as I'm concerned, and that's why I've taken them off. So what I've been doing is trying to do new versions of them with a bit more in depth, a bit more explanation behind the tweaks and what they do and how they work. Now during this research I've come along this nice little program here, SIMStarter. It works for FSX, FSX Steam Edition and P3D. It's a free software. You can donate, as you can see from the top here. I will put the link for this download in the description for the video. But what it is basically a profile program for your flight simulator. So those of you that have different different ways of flying. One day you're doing IFR flight, and one day you're doing a VFR flight. You do a flight over America one day, or you might choose to do a European flight the next day. You can tweak and set up Flight Simulator or P3D to profiles that benefit them types of flying experiences or scenarios. So here you've got 9 profiles to choose from. You can do, there's a tools menu here, which is probably the best. When you set it up, there's a few settings to tweak, but it's pretty straightforward. The program settings are, these little, how you want to do it. It's all preferences to yourself. And FSX here, again, it just wants to know where the files are so it can find the information it needs and then go from there. Done the wrong button there. I'll try that again. But yeah, so basically setting up is pretty straightforward. So as you say, we've got 9 profiles when it decides to load again. 9 profiles. Profile 1 is your master profile, and you can rename these as you go. But again, the start manager, you've got scenery manager. Scenery manager works the same as scenery configurator, which I've got a video on in my channel, which I still use. So this is my master scenery setup. As you can see, it's currently running as I've set my scenery configurator up. So I've basically got all the European stuff on because that's where I fly mainly. But to make a new one, you literally go to let's go to base. This is one I've been playing around with. So say you make a new scenery set, you call it base. You can call it whatever you like, Europe, America, VFR, IFR, and then you just click a few things. Let's deactivate these. Yeah, let's do that. Just for example, we go back to master scenery. So master scenery's got that set up. So that's the master scenery set, and then base is that. So everything I've changed is so it saves automatically, and then you can use these later in your profiles, as we'll see in a bit. No. Tools again, XML manager. I'm not too sure on that. I've only found this in the last day or two, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it, as I thought it was a really handy tool. But if anyone has any questions later on down the line, ignore this. If anyone has any questions later on down the line, feel free to post in the comments or send me an email or direct message on Twitter, etc., and I'll see what I can find out for you. Profile manager will obviously be where you manage your profiles. Livery manager, this is quite handy. Waiting for the slow computer. There we go. So this tells you all the aircraft you have within Flight Simulator X, and then if you're one of them people that gets on there and goes, look, half these aircraft I don't really need, obviously you could go into the configuration files and go in depth and just delete the entries you don't want, but here you can select things and then say if you want to hide or show in the Flight Simulator X, and then they won't be in there. So it's basically saving you the rigmarole of going in there and deleting all the entries. You can just do it here and that'll make it a lot easier for you. What else? Text info manager, that can be quite handy. All the stuff you see in the top left hand corner when you press Shift Z, you can change these and what information and text values they hold. here. So latitude, longitude, text info 1, longitude, latitude, altitude, heading again, slew information, text info 2, your frame rate, your locked frame rate, your G-force, fuel percentage. So all this you can swap in various values from over here, or you can just delete the whole thing together and not have to worry about it. But let's go into the profiles, because this is where the fun starts. So you click on the cogs tool, this opens up this. Now the bottom row is pretty much similar to what you'll find in Flight Simulator X settings. So rather than going to Flight Simulator and toy with them, you can do it here, and then this, whatever you set here, will then be represented in Flight Simulator. So this is showing what I've got set up at the minute. I've basically, for my research for my videos of performance, I've put all my sliders to the far left just to see what the difference is, and hopefully that's something we'll get in a video later on. So target frame rate I've got a 30, global text resolution low. So I've set all these settings, and as you can see, they're all pretty much the same as Flight Simulator X's, apart from these for you at the bottom, which can be these could be NVIDIA Inspector tweaks, and they can also be FSX CFG file tweaks as well, which I'll go into in further depth again in later videos. So you got the graphics tab, you got the aircraft tab, again same sort of thing you're going to get in Flight Simulator. Scenery again. So it's like a one-stop shop for everything Flight Simulator. All P3D, as I say, is also used in there. Traffic, reality, you got your text, you can tweak them, sound, general, and other, which is a few other little things you can add on. Sim objects, do you want them in, do you want them out? I'll leave them all on, I don't want to mess up what FSX does on its own. And tweaks. So this is the bit I've been working on and researching, and this is how I found this lovely little program. Now all these are basically all the myths, as you could say, the forums, the ifs, buts, do they work, don't they work. A lot of these you won't notice much difference on a high-end computer, but something like mine, an old computer, 6-7 years old now, these tweaks could be of some value to me, and that's what I've been researching. So each of these, I'm hoping to do a little video on each of these so people know exactly what's going on, what it's about, and just explain it in more depth. So each of these I'm going to do in their own separate videos, starting off with buffer pools in the next few weeks. So if you don't want to go into the CFG file and tweak it yourself by typing it in, you can toy with the settings here and then go from there. Start definition, this is another setting that's in the main screen actually, but if you have a load of programs you like to start off as soon as you hit Flight Simulator, so if you're Flight Simulator, you've got your Flight Simulator going, you've got your weather going, you've got your vPilot going, you've got your charts going, you've got your EFB going. So if you've got a load of things you just want to shoot off at the same time, you can get a list of things to go and then assign them to a run set. At the minute it's on master run set, but you can have run set for different ideas, different scenarios. And then as soon as you hit the profile button, all these programs will start up. FSX CFG, this allows you to change certain bits. So again, it's just an easier way of addressing the text file that is the CFG file. Again, more depth I'll go into in future videos. Scenery set, so I've set, you can do, so you can use a SIMStarter scenery set, which will be these two here. So if you click that, so then you can select one of them, and that'll be the scenery that's loaded into the profile. XML, again, I haven't gone through that properly yet, but that's something I'm going to do in the future. Splash screen when it loads. So if you've got profiles and you want to select different splash screens like this one, so if I click on this profile now and start Flight Simulator, this will be the splash screen I've got, so you know you've got the right one. It's just a little, nothing major, it's just something to add to the experience. It does support active Skynex weather, so you can set all that up in here again. So as soon as you hit the button, FSX is ready to roll, and a logbook which tells you all the changes you've made, and so you can keep track, go back if it's something you're not quite right, you can find out what went wrong and then go back and change it. So again, you can this is a master one, you can change it to whatever you want. It can be a VFR, IFR, a country, a certain scenario one, give it a little description. And then what you do then is once you've set it all up, you'll hit start. I'm not going to do it because it'll take for ages for my Flight Simulator to start up, but you hit start and then that'll load anything you want that you've set up. So if we go back to here and do Start Manager. So this is your run set. You can make a new run set, and then you just add certain programs you want to start in one hit. So as soon as you hit that start button, all them settings are going to be introduced that you've put in. All the tweaks are going to be introduced, or your scenery is going to be introduced if you set it up that way. So all the scenery you want is loaded, or the scenery you don't want is not loaded, or the programs you want will be loaded. And even if you've got a default flight, I think if we go back into here, it's in here somewhere, aircraft. There is a setting for it. Tweaks. Let me find it. Start definition. Yeah, here. Yeah, select default flight. So if you've got a default flight you like in Flight Simulator, and it's saved, you can then just click it here, and that'll take you straight to that flight within Simulator. So you miss all the, the start menu and everything. It'll just shoot you straight into that flight. You've got auto gen enabled and a restart aero. So I believe that is if you run in windowed mode, you can tweak this aero setting, which is the Windows 7 thing, and it does something with your frame rate. So I'm still researching that, but I think it's a frame rate related thing with windowed mode. I will in windowed mode because more often than not, when I'm in full screen, it'll crash. As soon as you try and tab out, it crashes the simulator. But you do get better frame rates and better performance in full screen mode. So that's something I can look at. But I just thought I'd put it on the channel as an interim video between what I've done in the last video and what I'm going to be doing, which will be the tweaking videos again, and some extra other little bits and bobs I find along the way. So give it a check out. So the description will hold the link. Any questions, queries, problems you got, shoot a question, let me know. Anything you want to see on the channel, again, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But have a little play with the program, see what you think, and as I say, give me the feedback. I'd like to know what you think, because I think it's quite a handy program and something everyone can find value with. So have a play and let me know what you think. Thanks again for checking in. I'll see you again soon. Thank you, guys.